Welcome to Fashion Reverie Talks. I am Tiana Ibrahimovic.
And I am Cicely Daniels.
Fashion Reverie takes you from the front lines of fashion to the front row.
All of Fashion Reverie Talk segments are based on published content found on fashionreverie.com.
So if you want more info on the segments, go to fashionreverie.com.
This week, we bring you our favorite looks from the 2023 Met Gala and some great spring 2023 fashion looks that reflect the new Barbie trend.
So if you like this episode, and of course you will, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We start every episode with fashion news, and all of our segments are based on the fashion news alert found on fashionreverie.com. So let's jump into the current events in fashion. Cicely, take it away.
I will. So, see, usually, Tiana, it's you who gets the slightly scandalous news, but right now I get to talk about a lawsuit. I know this week is my week. A lawsuit. Investors have sued Adidas over the split with Kanye West. Now, investors are claiming that Adidas knew about his erratic behavior for many years, and they didn't put any measures into place to deal with that bad behavior. And there's a class action lawsuit that's been filed. And of course, Adidas has said back that they reject these claims, they're going to defend themselves vigorously. But I think it's such a fascinating, concept. And, I guess, unfortunately for Adidas, they are expecting a $1.2 billion loss in profits, and Yeezy products had produced a lot of income for them, but at the same time, I don't know, I kind of am on this, I'm not on the side of anyone, but I'm like, I have seen Kanye West over the years, so I don't know, maybe the investors have a point. What do you think, Tiana?
You sure have a point, but I think Kanye did not make Adidas. Adidas was already a huge brand without Kanye. So Kanye does not make Adidas. So no. I don't think it's a big difference. I mean, when I think Adidas, I do not think Kanye. So
right. I think it's just I don't know about that great amount of money, but and what I will say, the other thing that's kind of interesting to think about is Kanye is Kanye kind of because he had all of that kind of crazy personality. So I'm not saying good, bad, or otherwise, but what makes him him.
One would argue that he got much worse after some time.
That's true. So we'll see how it shakes out. But there's a lawsuit afoot.
Interesting. Let's see what happens. Well. Yeah. Everyone has been talking about Karl Lagerfeld in the past few weeks. So on the heels of the Met Gala and the red carpet and exhibition, on May 2nd, the Karl Lagerfeld documentary, The Mysterious Mr. Lagerfeld, aired on the BBC to a 5-star rating. So it's a little bit of a different view of Karl Lagerfeld. So it's not too much about his work. I mean, it includes his work at Chanel, and but a lot of his relationships, business partners, his former friend, the lawyer, doctor. So they will be sharing a little more about, their relationship and their thoughts on Karl. And of course, we all know about Choupette, the famous cat that was probably favorite thing alive in Karl's life. For him, it will also be part of the story. So I'm going to watch it.
Well, I love a good documentary, so I'm sure that I will be interested to watch. Obviously, there's so much talent there, but also some controversy, and so I'm sure it'll be a good documentary.
He was a controversial character. That's not new. Right. So, but there's always good new info that comes up in these documentaries. So.
Absolutely. And our last bit of news is about the teaming up of Dua Lipa and Donatella Versace, because they are creating a luxury vacation fashion line that's going to be presented at Cannes at the film festival on May 23rd. And this new collaboration is called, is it La Vacanza? Give me, yes.
La vacanza, vacation.
Vacanza, vacation, as part of the Versace.
La vacanza or vacanza. I don't know.
Fashion line. I love it. Well, I do love vacation. So like I'm interested in seeing this line mostly because I love vacation. But obviously Dua Lipa has been affiliated with Versace for a little bit of time and actually walked in the spring 2022 Versace fashion show. So I think it looks interesting, Dua Lipa is, clearly embedded in the world of fashion with collaborations with Versace, but also with Yves Saint Laurent fragrance and Pepe jeans. And so, there's she's definitely a hot, human right now. So
I'm only curious to see how would it be different from a resort wear because I don't mean the same thing. So let's see.
It might be the same thing, but again, I do like resort wear, and because I like vacation, it makes me want to go on vacation.
Right. That's it for fashion news. Let's move on to the biggest carpet of the year, the Met Gala.
Oh my goodness! And there were some looks. Many looks. So
many looks.
What did you think first overall, Tiana? Just give me your general impressions.
I thought that it was interesting. I think that the theme was, it was as simple as it sounded. I think it wasn't that easy to deliver because after all, it all did look like a lot of knockoff Chanel.
So harsh. Not even real knockoff. But there are a few looks that we're gonna that you're gonna talk to us about and tell us why you liked them or what was interesting about them. So let's start with Sora Choi.
Well, first of all, I'm not familiar with Sora Choi. It was my first time. She kind of caught my eye. She's a South Korean supermodel, and she wore a Tom Brown ensemble that, for me, wins the best dressed. With this ruffled cape that dramatically fell over her gown, and the look perfectly channeled Karl Lagerfeld style, and it's tasteful. She's modest. She obviously doesn't show any skin, but I think the fabric is beautiful. The work it just delivered exactly what this carpet needed. So
it definitely my best dress. That drama I think was there, and then also that very couture, very high couture, specificity that you would never have seen this outfit before. And
I thought it's a beautiful combination.
Yeah. So I also thought that was
with the dramatic cape
and I noticed the black and white. We get a lot of the black and white, going on here. Let's also talk about Kim Kardashian.
So when I first saw her, I thought she looked stunning, and I thought it looked very sexy and seductive. I love the cape. I actually think that is my favorite part of the dress. Yes. Then I took a second look, and I mean, it's a midi dress by Schiaparelli, and they made a dress out of pearls with a silky corset, and she accessorized with the diamonds and pearls choker. So I thought that the diamonds and pearls choker was beautiful. It channeled her photo shoot for Playboy that also had pearls that covered her bosom. So I thought it was an interesting look. I loved it at first, but the more I look at it, I'm not sure anymore. I feel like it doesn't look as couture and high quality as one would expect. I even saw one picture after the Met Gala where the pearls like ripped. So
yeah, number one, I know that Kim had a wardrobe malfunction that happened, I think, post, the carpet. But so that's always frightening, if you're in an outfit and it disintegrates.
yeah, if the dress looks like it's gonna fall apart any second, then what are we actually doing? It's fashion's biggest night out. It's supposed to be high fashion and quality.
Yeah, and I noticed like not that it had to be all together, but you can see, I think when you look retroactively, you see like the space in the pearls at the bottom, and you're like, oh, was it, how well did they put everything on? I do think the ruffles jacket is lovely and stunning, and the sleeves, with how the ruffles like come together, I thought that was just really pretty. Okay, so Tiana, next, tell me what you thought about Ashley Graham.
She teamed up with a British designer, Harris Reed, and she drew inspiration from Chanel Haute Couture in the 80s. And they came up with a velvet and satin corset mermaid dress, which really wraps around Ashley's curves perfectly, with light pink tones and this structure around her shoulders. I thought it was very costuming. Probably all the Met Gala is one of the biggest stage.
Yeah,
I did like her look. I think also it was fitted very well for her.
Mm-hmm. I thought the fit was exquisite. I thought that it looked good. I thought having the soft pink color contrasting with the black was, gave you that kind of like focus, and also the fabric contrast with the velvet and satin. And it was unique, you know what I mean? Again, because it's the Met Gala, like people are coming to make a statement. So I did feel like it had that uniqueness that we hadn't seen anything else quite like it for the evening. And talk to me about Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny. I like what Bad Bunny, I was going to say Big Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny brings to the carpet. I mean, look at that back, the open back. Yeah. So he, I think, knows how to rock a suit and bring spiciness to it. It's custom Jacquemus suit, and it's all white tweed. And it looked very conventional until we noticed the open back and a long floral train. So I thought that the look was perfect, and I love the monochromatic look. So Bad Bunny brought bad look in a good way to the red carpet.
I really like that element of surprise. Like you said, if you looked at it at first, you would think, oh, that's a nice looking suit. But then if you looked at the, when he turned around or you caught another glimpse, you could see that like back going down, that ruffle. That's just such a surprise. Now,
I mean, what I like about him is that he is not, he doesn't look like he's trying to channel like a lot of femininity. He still looks like manly, like a man. So
no, I feel like he was definitely owning his fashion. With all of the black and white that I see on the Met Gala, it looks like you were dressing for the gala today.
Have to fit the theme.
Well, I think that I really enjoyed looking at the different looks that I got to see when I was looking at the red carpet. And even though I wasn't at the Met Gala this year, I can't wait for my year when I get to show up with my look.
Well, for other looks, check out my article on fashionreverie.com. All right, viewers, I'm introducing Sydney Yeager, our associate fashion editor. It is her debut on Fashion Reverie Talks, and she will be talking to us about her Barbie article for Barbie Fashion of 2023. Welcome, Sydney.
Hi, everyone.
So last summer was hot girl summer, and this summer it's not summer yet, but spring started with being referred to as a Barbie girl summer to be. So what do you think about it? Obviously, you wrote a whole article on this topic.
I know, I'm very excited about it. I think with the new Barbie movie coming out on July 21st, it's really interesting to see how not only the fashion industry has gotten really, really excited about it, but the fans of Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie, and Greta Gerwig have all gotten excited about the live action version of the film as well. So we're seeing celebrities wearing a lot of pink, designers creating a lot of pink items. A lot of people are putting their hair up in like that Barbie high ponytail. And so I think that at the end of the day, we're going to see a lot of that come for summer. And we're not necessarily going to have like all of the mini stuff in Hot Girl Summer that we saw last year.
Oh, that's great. So do you have a favorite look from your fashion roundup? Or I saw Barcelona cutout dress.
Yes, that one was a really good selection for just summer in general because the animal print and the pink tone made it very playful. It makes it very fun for summer. And it's also so perfect for like Barbie and in a modern take. And it's just so easily styled.
Yeah, very pretty. I love it. I love that we're back to like pink colors and girlishness.
Embracing that for men as well, because you see that with Ken's outfits, and just embracing the color rather than shunning it or seeing it as gender roles is really amazing.
So you also recommended a rose art pink enamel hoops.
Yes. I know, those ones are really pretty, and it was just so perfect because hoops, I feel like, were something that was so quintessential in the 2000s, and that was when Barbie was really popular and a lot of Barbie looks then. And I feel like we're starting to see hoops again come back into style because they never really can fade. They're just such a classic jewelry piece. So while these are on the list and they are a little bit more expensive, I feel like the pink and the way that they're made and the style is something that just represents this time period and is a great jewelry piece to own.
Fantastic. So let's talk about shoes. You recommended some great Barbie influenced shoes. I think there was a Journey collection of that sandal that you recommended. Why did you pick those?
This is probably one of my favorite things on the article, because in the first 10 seconds of the film, and everyone, like the internet went crazy. I think it was Chrissy Teigen who tweeted about it. Everyone freaked out. In the first 10 seconds of the trailer, you see Margot Robbie take her shoes off and her feet remain like in the Barbie position, but she was wearing shoes that were very similar to this. So I was on the hunt to find ones that were affordable. These ones, I believe, are sold at DSW, and it was the closest option that I could find. And then the fact that they have an ankle strap just makes it so much better, because I feel like everyone's just a little bit clumsy sometimes when they're excited about things. So if you're wearing cute shoes and you're excited, you don't want to fall.
True. And last but not least, you did not exclude men. So you included a puffer shirt.
I did. So this was from Homme and Femme, and it's just Ken's style in the movie was something that needed to be talked about as well, because it was very interesting. And just trying to find a good shirt for him, this one just made perfect sense because it combined like an effeminate, feminine air to it, but it still remained masculine classically with the cut and the style. It was just the print that was more feminine, and that just seemed something that was so perfectly Ken, like that he would wear.
I would wear it too. I love it. It's so cute. Well, Sydney, thank you so much. And for rest of your roundup, please go and check out Fashion Reverie article of Sydney's that we have already posted. And we'll see you next time, Sydney.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, viewers, that's it for this episode of Fashion Reverie Talks.
We would like to thank our guest, Associate Fashion Editor at FashionReverie.com, Sydney Yeager.
For information on these and other stories, go to FashionReverie.com. Thanks for watching.